barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I got wonderful news today. Went to a meeting, a production meeting today, and I found out that the film I produce is nominated for an Emmy, which obviously set the world on fire in my life. And it's a pretty cool accomplishment. I mean, if we win, that would be incredible. But it's just good to see when people respect your work. I've won many other awards, and obviously this would be the in boxing, this would be the WBC belt. In football, this would be the Super Bowl champions, NBA Finals, trophy, the Larry O'Brien trophy. So make no mistake about it, this is a great honor, and obviously I'm forever indebted to the people I worked with to produce this project. And it's always flattering when people respect your work, whether it's on a small scale or in this on a large scale. So, but let's just talk about like where this all started from. This is a pretty crazy experience, but I hope this inspire y'all to want to realize your dreams, because I tell you guys in some of my videos, single parent home, no father, C-level student, but I had a big personality, and I was always more intelligent than I was book smart. Always savvy, street smart. I've always had those attributes. I was the kid that hung out with the killers, but never ever took part, and those on those excursions, the drug dealers and stuff. I was the smart kid, that had a little bit of swag. They call it swag now, and back then I guess they call it being street smart. But anyhow, that was me, and having that ability to exist in both worlds, it allowed me to obviously stay true to myself, and not be ashamed of myself, and thank God I was good in athletics. That allowed me to get to college. But many people go through their life and be too afraid to bet on themselves. I use myself as an example all the time. I could have had a pretty comfortable life. I was a school teacher making $55,000 a year. And I had a training business that was probably making, I don't know if I can still get audited, but but we'll just leave it at that. But it did okay, and so I could have lived a pretty comfortable life, working 2 jobs, teaching. But I bet on myself. I wrote a couple books. I wrote 3 books that did okay. I had a one-man show that did okay. So I just kept on evolving, kept on. The evolution of Frederick Hawthorne just kept on. And now I picked up a camera in 2010. I was inspired by a story. Inner City Champions. Feel free to Google that trailer. It's about 2 ex-NBA basketball players, and I was fortunate enough for them to trust me with their story. And I've done some other stuff, and then I was brought on to be a producer on the film in which we're being nominated for an Emmy, which is Crack in the System, which is the story about Rick Ross, the drug dealer here in LA. So feel free to Google that. It's on Al Jazeera, it's on Netflix for a hot second. But it's a pretty humbling experience, from a guy. It's 2016, 2010, I picked up a camera and I started this journey. And 6 years later, a handful of films in, I'm an Emmy nominated film producer, which is pretty electric, if you guys feel what I'm saying, but the key to this is bet on yourself. I'm not getting into true detail how challenging it was, but it was exceptionally challenging. No money, no resource. minimum money, minimum resources. You know, no male figure to speak of outside of the coaches and, you know, the neighborhood guys who had the 9-to-5 jobs who encouraged you, you know, when you were in the neighborhood. But outside of that, you know, just my mom and I. You know, my sister left when she was 13. I mean, excuse me, when I was 13, 14 years old. You know, she went off to college and did her thing. And, but that's just the end of be all, man. But just let this be encouragement, you guys. Man, feel free to Google me. You can learn about my story. But if you guys have your kids, man, teach them to bet on themselves, man, because it's so easy to become complacent and make $55,000, $60,000 and, you know, live happily ever after. But at the end of the day, bet on yourself. You know, this is a predominantly black channel. Floyd Mayweather bet predominantly black channel. No, predominantly boxing channel. But you know, I'm definitely not taking that out either. But I meant to say, like, predominantly, like, I talk about black issues a lot because I'm a black man, and I want to talk about being black in America. This doesn't happen, obviously, as we can see from the last Emmy Awards. But keep in mind, these are two different Emmys. It's the same award, but, you know, daytime Emmys is different from theatrical Emmys. They're two separate because it's too big. If they put all this in one show, they'll be there for 4 days trying to give out awards. So they split them up. So the daytime Emmys is what Charles Barkley win. These the stories that your auntie watches and your grandmother watches. So that's what this is. You know, CNN when they win these awards. You know, HBO and all that. So, but this is a hell of an honor, and I don't take it lightly. But I just want to reinforce in you guys: bet on yourself. I know we're conditioned to go to middle school, go to high school, go to college, get a job, pay our debt down, buy a house, get a car, and be. So our life is, for the most part, can be predestined. But if you, they say go against the grain. It's not necessarily go against the grain, but reach for the apple that's at the top of the tree. You know, that's closest to the sun. You know, reach for the orange that's at the top of the tree. You know, because it's closest to the sun, you know, and very few people reach for that piece of fruit. They try and get the low hanging fruit because it's easy. It's so easy to become complacent in life. And I'm not saying that it's a bad life, but you guys fully understand where I'm coming from, you know. This is just an extraordinary affair. And I was telling someone today, because this happens this week, and I discussed with you guys about how tough my week has been this week. 3 funerals. I had 2 cars break down this week. And I had a great friend of mine get congested heart failure and been in the hospital for like 7 days. You know, I went to visit him. My last funeral is tomorrow. And then I was telling someone that the universe, if your foundation is cemented on who you are and being true to your light, it will never betray you. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, this was a hell of an emotional week for me. I mean, my soul has been crying since Sunday. I've been physically crying since Monday. You know what I'm saying? Just in reminisce mode and thinking about my friends that has passed on. But you get this news on an early Thursday afternoon. It's like, wow, this is crazy. So you guys can watch the trailer online if you choose to. It's called Cracking the System. It's the Rick Ross story. Not the rapper, but the 80s drug dealer. You know, you guys, if you guys have seen Kill the Messenger, it's that story, but it's on the main character, which is Rick Ross. So barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I don't know if I can say it again. Bet on yourself and believe in yourself. It took some time. You know, I stopped teaching in 2007. I did 7 years, and it was easy for me to stay. I was honored by the city where I taught. I won a couple of awards as an educator. You know, I was teaching at a continuation high school, you know, which you have so much creativity there. You're dealing with a very challenging population, but you have so much room to create. And I could have stayed there. You know, I probably could have retired at making probably $80,000 a year. I would say that's probably what the ceiling is for a school teacher. You know, and that's a pretty decent lifestyle. You know, it gives you a chance to buy your home, get a Lexus. You know, build your 401k. You got health insurance, but bet on yourself, guys. And I only can be an expert on myself, so I can't tell you what to do and how to do it. But what I can say is believe in yourself to fruition, and you know, they say the greater the risk, the greater the reward, but the greater you believe in yourself, the greater the reward. And so I don't know how I'm going to celebrate. I was telling someone today, I said, maybe I'll go eat a piece of meat. I've never had a filet mignon. I was thinking maybe I'll go get some chicken and waffles, because I'm not sure if you guys know, my kitchen is vegan and I live a vegetarian lifestyle. And so I've never bought a filet mignon for myself. You know, I probably bought it for other people. I don't know, but maybe I'll go and do that. I have no idea. You guys give me some suggestions. What should I do? But I think there's ceremonies in New York, September 16th or September 17th. So we'll see if we win. And it's just a great day, man. It's just exciting that and no, it's not necessarily getting validation from white people. Because as we know, based off of media relations from last year, from the theatrical Emmys, it's not that. It's just getting respected for your work. And because this honor is so renowned, you know, I'll be able to go in meetings and get the respect from these people and raise my prices. You know, and that's just the reality of it, you know. You need to monetize your greatness, and I can't live off of these awards alone. I have to make money. So this affords me the opportunity to raise my prices. You know, when I'm producing and directing film. So I'll have some more news on the Floyd Mayweather film soon. But I'm officially an Emmy-nominated film producer. That's my tag. So pretty exciting news, you know. I remember when I won my first award as a film producer. I was driving. I literally remember where I was. I was on Slauson and Figueroa, you know, driving to go to work. Slauson and Figueroa, and the other producer called me and said we won an award, and it was a small film festival, and I feel the exact same way, you know. And I've never looked at my accomplishment from 50,000 feet, because now it's like, what's next? What can I do more? So I need to take the time to look at it. My mom told me to stop and say this was an amazing accomplishment, but you know, it is what it is. I'm proud, but I also want to inspire you guys, you know, just to bet and believe in yourself, because it can happen. So Barbershop Conversations, feel free to hit the subscribe button. So now I can officially say now you're listening to an Emmy nominated channel. Not channel, but you know, the person who runs it. And if we win, Emmy award winning, that sounds pretty cool. I appreciate all the congratulatory comments that are going to come from this video. I don't take it lightly. I genuinely appreciate all you guys' support, and I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to say thank you in advance. And it's 1:30 here in LA, and I'm feeling good. So I'm gonna try and do some more videos. See if I can do one more. Talk to you guys soon. Barbershop Conversations. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.